Alright guys, what game are we playing today?
Settlers of Catan.
Oh, do you like Settlers of Catan?
Yes, I do.
Yep, and I like Settlers of Catan too. It's one of those first games that people get into Euro games with. A lot of people have heard about it because it's a simple game to play. It's great for families. And what we like about it is that everybody can participate even when it's not their turn. And we'll show you how as we get into it.
Alright, so what's the objective of the game?
The objective of the game is to get the most victory points by building settlements, cities, getting longest road, and largest army.
So show me the elements of the game. How's it played?
Alright. Well, first, as you can see, we've got the board set up here. And all of these individual hex tiles give you a different resource. You got different numbers on them. We'll show how those play. And then each player sets out one settlement and a road. You can see white set out, orange is set out, red is set out to get started with the game. We also have a robber. Over here in front of me, I've got the cards, all of the different resource cards which correspond to the hex tile. Then over here on the other side, we have development cards as well as victory point cards for the person that builds the longest road and the largest army.
And on your turn, you take the dice and roll your the dice. Whatever the number is, you look around here. Wherever that number is, which happens to be here and here, those are what places produce goods this turn.
Because 5 and 6 is 11.
Yes. And this would be a wheat, but since there's nobody on it, you get it. And even though I'm red, but I'm not on an 11, 11 still produce, so blue and white would get wood. Yeah.
So I see that the settlements aren't placed exactly on the hexagonal square. How does that work?
Well, they're at every intersection. That is where a settlement or city can be placed. The flat lines are where roads can be placed. But the catch is settlements and cities have to be placed at least 2 places away.
So why do you want to collect resources?
Well, what you do with resources is, these are all the different building costs. With a brick and wood, you can build a road to get to places to build settlements. Settlements cost a brick, wood, wheat, and sheep, and that's worth 1 victory point.
Or wool, yeah.
Yeah. And cities are 2 wheat and 3 stone. And then the development cards are wool or sheep, stone, and wheat.
Alright, so how about we take a look at those development cards?
Okay. So almost every card is different. There are cards like a knight for largest army. Market is 1 victory point. Monopoly. They all have different descriptions below. Road building. Year of plenty.
And so they all do different things?
Yes.
Well, that's cool. So what does each person do on their turn?
Well, the first thing they do is they roll the dice like Jaden showed a little bit earlier. So I'll roll my dice, and that's an 8. So I'm on an 8 here, and so that's going to give me a wool. And then on an 8 here, so the white and the orange are both going to get a stone. Now I've got an opportunity to trade, and I really want to build and get another settlement over here, but I don't have what it takes to get there right now. First I need to build a road, then I need to build a settlement, and I am short wheat. So I can trade, and I'll say, hey, does anybody want to trade me a wheat for 2 stone? I've got 2 stone, I'll give you for a wheat.
I have 2 wheat, but I don't have any stone, so I'd say yes.
Alright, so I'm willing to give that up. Because now I've got that, I can play my brick and my wood to build another road. And then I can play my brick, my wood, my wool, and my newly acquired wheat to put a settlement on there. And that'll give me another point. The other thing it'll do is now that when 11's rolled, I'll be able to collect 2 resources. Once I've got a settlement, I can upgrade it to a city by paying the appropriate resource cards. And when you have a city on a space,
you get 2 times the things. Well, for that city. So this would get 1 and this would get 2. Produce 2.
So all in all, you'd get 3 wood if an 11 was rolled.
yeah.
Okay, so how does this robber work?
So the robber changes production and how many cards people have in their hand. Say I were to roll this 7. Then I would choose where to put the robber. I could put him on any tile, but I wouldn't want to put him on one of mine because he stops production. So I would put him here because that's where my dad's main production is. And so anytime an 11 is rolled and he's still on there, nothing happens.
Oh, so an 11 might happen in the other hexagon, but in this one, they don't get any resources.
Yes. And also a knight works the same way. If I had a knight development card and I played that, it moves the robber. But what else the robber does is if any player has more than 7 cards in their hand, which I do not,
I do.
they have to discard half their cards.
Dang. So anytime a 7's rolled, now when a knight's played, but when a 7's rolled, I got to discard down half my cards. So I'm going to get rid of 5 of my cards. Also, wherever you place the robber, even when you play a knight or roll a 7, you can still resource from anybody that's on that hex.
Alright, so what would you guys rate this game?
I would rate it a 4 because it's a classic and it's really fun. And yeah, you can randomize it a lot, but it's just not my type of game. But it is for other people.
I give it a 4, basically because I think it's a great game. It's a good game to get started with families. I think this is one of the games that everybody should have because it's such a unique way to play a game, and a lot of people haven't tried it before.
Thanks, guys.
All right, you're welcome, man.